think we are live. Just give me a second. If anyone's watching, please tell on chat as well if you're live.
Yeah, I can see the link on X, so we
Yeah.
are probably good. I'm resharing it.
Let me just check if we can quickly share the YouTube link as well. Yep, found it. Just a second. All right, let's go. Welcome, guys, to Jamstacked by Strawberry Labs. And here we have Vini with us. Vini, please, can you just introduce a little bit about yourself? What do you do nowadays? Just give a little bit of an intro.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here, Shrag. I really love your work. I really love the work you are doing
Thank
uh,
you.
yourself and also Strawberry Labs. So yeah, that's a real honor for me to be here talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm Vini. I'm from Brazil. I have been working with crypto since 2020, mostly producing contents independently and also for third parties. I have been a huge Nano fan
Yeah.
since for all this time since 2020. I'm not like one
Oh,
of
we
the
know that.
early
Yeah.
adopters, but
Yeah.
yeah, since 2020 I have been heavily using Nano in my activities. We use it to have a very active and very strong Nano community in Brazil. So this is
Mhm.
mostly how I discovered Nano. Nano was the second crypto I got into. Bitcoin was the first, and Monero was the third. So I have been following these three currencies most of the time. I started producing content on X in a very small account. I started with like 300 followers, something like that,
Yeah.
and just sharing things. Sharing some of my thoughts, which I still do this by this time. I started working to Coin Times, that is a Brazilian crypto portal. Then I also worked with Portal do Bitcoin, that is one of the largest media outlets covering crypto in Brazil. It's a very respected media outlet. I have also worked with big industry names in Brazil, some of the big exchanges.
Mhm.
I provided consultants servicing communication for some influencers that were not from the crypto trenches, but wanted to cover crypto. So I was
Yeah.
helping them with some educational material in the backstage and something like that. So yeah, I have been very active in the space. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm working as a freelance writer, currently working directly with CoinSpeaker. I write for CoinSpeaker daily. I'm also working with Pinkofang in a side
Yeah.
project. He has been is a well-known contributor to Nano as well. Pink pays me, used it to pay me in Nano. Right now, he's not paying me in Nano because of my choice due to some things that we can discuss. But I
Yeah. Yeah.
plan to get back receiving Nano maybe at one point. So yeah, I've been working with Ping too with Hihiro, that is his website, and I
Yeah.
produce content on my X account and also on decoding.substack.com. That is a free subscription newsletter.
So, how long have you been in crypto? Like you said, you found crypto because of Bitcoin, right? So, when was that approximately?
Yeah, it was 2020 when I really started researching and trying to understand in more depth how Bitcoin worked. I heard about Bitcoin in the past, like 2016, 2017, something
Yep.
like that, but I didn't buy Bitcoin at that point, and I was busy with other stuff. So I just, oh,
Yep.
okay, this is interesting, but that was it. Like, so it was 2020 the pivoting point for me. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
once I learned what crypto is and what crypto can do for someone like me or and for other people, Like I dropped everything I had and dove
Yeah,
deep into
just got
it.
into
Yeah.
it. Yeah. What was the thing that kind of like attracted you towards crypto? Because a lot of people get into it because of speculation. They want to pump their bags and they want to make some money out of it. But what actually got you into crypto?
Yeah, so it was mostly the promise of freedom money. Like we at 2020 we were living the beginning of the pandemics, and I
Mm.
started seeing a lot of stuff that I didn't like happening everywhere from governments,
Yep.
and also economically. I always loved economics, so I have always studied and followed news and even wrote about economics before. So when I started seeing some of the things that were happening economic wise, I said, okay,
Mm.
this is it. Like Fiat will go through very very hard times. We the people will be the most
Yep.
punished, and we will be paying the cost for all the things
Yep.
that are happening here. And I need a better coherence. So Bitcoin surged as this promise of a better coherence, a store of value, and at that time, still we were still talking about Bitcoin as a medium of exchange. It's not
Yeah.
anymore, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, at that time there were still like some factions in the Bitcoin community that believed we could use Bitcoin as a means of payments. So
Hmm.
yeah, I was looking to that solution. When I made my first Bitcoin transactions, I
Yeah. Yeah.
realized it wasn't that.
Not possible.
Uh, yeah, not possible. I received a small payment, like $30, something like that, in
Hmm.
Bitcoin at that
Hmm.
time for a small job, a small gig I did,
Yep.
and I lost a lot of money to fees and had to
Oh,
wait a
just
lot
due to
of
the
time to
fees.
receive. Yeah, to
Yeah.
receive the payment. I was, what's that? No, 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 that's not what it should be. Like that's not how it should work. So I met Nano because of that. Funny
Yeah.
enough, zero fees and instant confirmation times was exactly what I was looking for at that time.
See,
So
even
yeah,
even now after years, you're not used to the zero fees, right? Low fees comes out of you because
yeah, yeah.
the
It
crypto
comes
it's there.
automatic. Yeah, like low fees. No, no, no. It's not low fees. It's zero
It's
fees.
zero.
It makes all the difference. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. So it was the freedom money aspect of it that actually got you to it, right? I think that's one thing that's like really missing nowadays, that we're not really kind of living with the original spirit of what crypto actually meant for. And now it's all around just about speculation, whether the price is going to go up or go down, and it's just about the charts. But I want to know like more from you, because that's the theme of this podcast today, that like living on crypto, because you have been doing that. Correct. So I want to understand, like, how does that kind of life cycle look like? How do you get paid in it, and then also how do you use the money, and what's the choice of the currency that you currently are actively using?
Yeah, that are very good questions. So basically, there is no secret to receiving my payments,
Mhm.
right? So I just need to find someone who wants to pay me that way, and I designed my entire life to make that happen. So I looked for jobs, I look for work that, and for people to work with people that wanted to pay me in crypto somehow. And this is my top priority today. I don't take any payments in fiat. So this is the first point, and you need a
Yeah.
wallet, and you need an address, and someone willing to pay you that way. And the
Mhm.
rest is like you just receive the payment.
Click of a
And
button. Yeah.
yeah, the management part is a bit of a challenging, especially
Hmm.
in the early days. And if you receive, like myself, 100% of the payments in crypto,
Just to clarify, like you have 100% right now living on crypto.
100% receiving my payments in crypto, but I still
Okay.
need to do some off ramp so
Yep.
before spending. Right now, I think I calculate something. It's not exactly that, but I calculate something around 85% of my spends in crypto.
Yep.
So
That's really high
yeah,
number actually.
yeah, and when I say that, just to make it clear and to explain it better, it's
Yep.
not, it's off ramping crypto to my bank account in BRL, that is Brazilian
Hmm.
real. Okay,
Hmm.
so this is the 15% I'm counting on not living entirely on crypto. I need to off ramp from crypto and get some fiat in my bank account so I can spend using my bank account credit card, or Pix
Hmm.
in Brazil, that is a payment
Yep.
service in Brazil. So um, the thing here is that when you receive the 100%, as I was saying, you need to do a very good management of that, because crypto is volatile. Like crypto
Yeah.
price go up and go down, and even if I'm talking about stable coins, they are stable in
Yeah.
US dollar nominal value, but not in BRL. So the US dollar also varies against the real, that is my local currency. So
Yep.
I still need to do like multi-currency management, even if I take my payments in stablecoin. So price will
Got
go
it.
up, price will go down, and I need to hedge my position. I can't lose purchasing power. If I'm doing that with crypto, it's not to lose money. It's to have a better quality of life,
Yep.
and not a worse quality of life. So I need to do a good management, and anyone willing to do that uh, should be ready to have months when you will realize
Mm.
less than what you received from the nominal value you charged from.
Yep.
And some months you will receive, you have like a higher purchasing power than you first received. So you need to
Those are
do
the good
proper
months.
management. Yeah, you need to do proper management. This is probably the most challenging part, and one of the reasons why I started prioritizing more stablecoin payments, right? So I will have
Mm-hmm.
less risk, especially under the market conditions we have been through in the past three years. Um,
Yep.
so to to protect my wealth, to protect my purchasing power from the money I
Yep.
receive, and I need to pay for my family. I have a son, I have a wife, I have my house, I have my expenses. I have been prioritizing stablecoins because it was easier to manage mostly. uh,
Agreed.
on
Agreed.
spending on spending, ideally I'll try to spend everything directly. So anytime I can find a merchant or a service that takes crypto directly, and especially the crypto I like the most, Nano, Monero, as I said. Now I'm very into Zcash and
Hmm.
Near too. So if the merchant is taking any of those, I will favor using the money directly. Another thing
Yep.
that I like about Near, and we can talk better about, that's Near Intents. That is a decentralized protocol that
Hmm.
allows you to connect with 20 plus blockchains. So even if I find
Okay.
them, I'm not a huge fan of Solana, for example, but Solana is a
Hmm.
very popular coin. I'm not a huge fan of Cardano, but Cardano is a very popular coin. So if I have a merchant that takes any of these two coins that I don't like and don't want to hold my money on these chains,
Hmm.
I still can use Zcash or Near and stable coins on Near to pay this merchant directly in less than a second in the chain they want. So that's a
Got it.
very, very groundbreaking solution for me, and one of the reasons why I like these two coins. And I have been using these two coins the most recently. So yeah, if I can find a merchant that takes any of those and allows me to spend crypto directly, I will always favor those.
Yep.
But it's not that easy to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
So another two things that I can do and I have been doing a lot is gift cards, but
Hmm.
I'm not using gift cards that much anymore. We use it to have in Brazil iFood, that is a food delivery app, and
Yeah.
they also had listed grocery shops, pharmacy, pet shops. I have two dogs, so I use pet shop
Oh,
services a
okay.
lot.
Okay.
So they had like a lot of services: grocery, pharmacy, food delivery, pet shop, and etc. That I could buy gift cards in Nano,
Hmm.
especially because of one service provider that used it to offer this service, and I
Which
bought
one are
these
you
things in
using?
Nano. Sorry.
Which service provider are you using? Is it
It
Coinfree
is
or
it,
any other?
it is no, it is Nanobank. It is from a Brazilian guy, super
Yes. Yes. Yes.
cypherbank, community driving roots. It's a bot in Telegram,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a friendly UX and anything like that, but it you use it to work very well. Have had they charged very low fees and very low spread in the exchange rate,
Yeah.
so it was a great tool. It's not working as it used to work because iFood now doesn't work with gift cards anymore. And I
Okay.
suspect because of crypto, they kind of wanted to break this link.
Hmm.
Um, so I can't do that anymore. That's a shame. So I'm not using gift cards as much as I used to. Some restaurants do have gift cards. Some supermarket brands have some
Yep.
work with gift card, and I use those when I can. But I'm mostly just using Cast right now. That
Okay.
is a they are a stablecoin bank, and there are a lot of those working there. So basically, I have a self custody wallet that
Hmm.
I can deposit stablecoins there, and I can use those to pay with a Visa credit card in any merchant that takes Visa, which is everywhere
Oh
in
wow.
Brazil.
How does it work though? Like, does the when you tap and pay at that moment, does the swap happen from the crypto
Yeah,
to fiat?
yeah.
Okay.
The merchant receives uh, either in dollar, US dollar, or Brazilian real. It's up to them to decide. Most of them we receive in Brazilian real, and it's the app that makes the the conversion.
Can you explain a bit more though, like from your perspective of how when you tap the card, are you topping up your card or are you on the spot kind of doing the transaction itself? Does a prompt come on your app to pay for that amount?
Yeah, so I need to pre-charge the app. So I
Hmm.
deposit stable coins from any chain I want to Cast. And what Cast does in the merchant, I just tap in a
Yes.
normal credit card
POS
machine,
machine. Yeah.
point of sale. Yeah, so I just tap there, and the app will do the conversion themselves. I don't know details how they work, but
Hmm.
it is a credit card transaction. So they probably have a credit card themselves
Yeah.
besides the balance they are working with me, and they probably convert the stable coin to dollar, and the
Hmm.
dollar, and it's the merchant a bank that will do the conversion from dollar to real. That's what I
Understood.
suppose. Yeah, but it's not super clear. It's just work. So while it work,
Yeah.
I'll keep using it. The fees are super low. The spread is super low,
Hmm.
and so it's worth it. So that's
Is it
what
a
I'm
local
mostly doing
provider?
there. And, sorry.
Is it a local provider specifically for Brazil?
No, it's Cast. It's global. I don't know where they are
Okay.
from
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, but they are mostly based on Solana.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
But I can
What's the
access
stable
them
coin that
through
you're using?
mostly USDC and USDT. I vary
Yeah.
between the two in case one of them have any issues.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So one of the most like heavy payments in a month is like the rent. So how have you kind of circumvented that, or is there a way you've found to pay your rent as well in rent and the bills, the utility bills? These are like take a big chunk out of the salary. So how have you managed to do that in crypto?
So I don't pay rent. I have a property. So
Ah, okay,
yeah, I don't
okay,
have this cost, but rent is would be probably one of the things that I wouldn't be able to pay in
yeah,
crypto. I would need to send the money to my bank account and pay the housekeeper. The bills are the tiny 15% of things that
okay,
I still need to do that.
got
So,
it.
yeah.
I think there are like in certain countries there is a way to do the bill payment as well on crypto. I think US is very easy to do. There are like a couple of providers, but I think Brazil is still catching up on that. Maybe there could be in the future like a connection with Pix or something because Pix is very widely used everywhere, right?
Yeah, and Cast can do payments in Pix as well.
Ah, okay,
So yeah, I could do that. I rather not because like I'm paying the bills anyway. So
yeah,
I rather have the money in my bank account, but that for accountability, accounting reasons mostly just.
got it. Where
Yeah,
else are you like
but
spending
it would be able. I would be able to pay the bills using Pix
in
and do
Pix?
that through Cast. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know like from here itself we can kind of see like it's inconvenient, almost to do so many transactions and move money here and there. So why do you do that amount of kind of going through the the heavy work that is required, the management, as you said, what's kind of motivating you to keep doing that?
There are many answers to that. Like there is the ideological, philosophical answer that
Yeah.
I am an agorist. I believe in agorism. I believe in fighting for freedom, and not relying on government rails and things like that. So there is this ideological and kind of political and philosophical way of living.
Mhm.
I want to promote freedom. I want to promote privacy. I want to promote self-custody, and I want to use those things because I believe they are valuable to me. Like I want to. I don't want to leave my money with the bank. I'm not comfortable with leaving my. People say they are not comfortable by having to set up a wallet and backing up their seed. Like I am far more comfortable doing that than leaving my
Yeah.
money in the bank. I get anxious really when I have a lot when I have significant amounts of my money in the bank. I'm not comfortable, especially because Brazil has a terrible history on that. We had like
Mm.
governments doing mass seizures in the past, people losing a lot of money, people dying because of that. I'm not sure that this will repeat, but this can repeat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not comfortable. So I like self-custody. I like all these things that decentralization and crypto brings. So not only I think they are valuable to me and I want to do these things, but I want to be like a person that others can look at and be like a live billboard, of
Hmm.
decentralization, of self-custody, of self-sovereignty and freedom. So I can tell my story to people and maybe people will start to seeing the value
Yeah.
of these things. So this is one answer. There is the other answer that is more pragmatical.
Hmm.
That is, it's better to me. I can reduce costs. I can improve my quality of life. So in Brazil, the currency in Brazil is very weak. We have the real. It's not very good. Brazil is not a rich country. We are a developing country. Opportunities here, work opportunities here don't pay as well as if we are working abroad. So
Yeah.
when I used to work in Brazil, I used to receive one third of what I currently get from
Oh
from the
wow.
same
Okay.
work from the same workload I do. So uh, by uh, by providing my services to abroad, to
Hmm.
people that and companies that are from countries that are more developed than Brazil, I can receive more. Uh, more purchasing power. Like we are talking about purchasing power, so
Yeah.
I can charge more for my hourly rate. I can get my payments in a stronger currency. That is the dollar, okay, or anything else like Bitcoin, so whatsoever.
It really
So
helped you, kind of help you with the globalization, right? To be able to,
yeah,
without any permission, kind of take payments from across the
yeah,
world
yeah.
from anyone.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I'm more competitive. So I'm not only
Yeah.
competing with the local industry. I'm competing with a broader industry. And if someone wants to contract my services, they are not competing with only Brazilian companies. They are competing with a lot of other companies that may pay me better. So they better pay me better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is this factor. And as you said, like I could be receiving my payments in PayPal, for example. But I
Exactly.
recently
Exactly.
did the maths for to convince one of my one of my contractors. If I would receive my payments via PayPal, I would
Hmm.
lose 13% of what I currently receive in crypto.
Oh my God.
That's
Why is that
because yeah,
so?
that's because of a few things. So because of Brazilian regulation. So when I get stablecoin and all legal, okay, I'm not doing anything illegal, by the way. So when
Yeah.
I receive my payments in stablecoin and I convert this stablecoin to Brazilian real, I'm
Hmm.
not sure if my connection is good. um,
No, all good. Can hear you.
yeah, so I have a threshold that I can do monthly, and I'm not even close to meet this threshold. It's like something like $7,000 per month that I
Okay.
can
Okay.
swap from stable coins or for crypto in general, from any crypto to Brazilian real to my bank account without having to pay any taxes, tax free. Yeah,
Wow.
so
Okay.
yeah. So there is that. If I would receive in dollar, in USD via PayPal, I
Mm-hmm.
would pay a small tax that's called IOF.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small Brazilian tax for foreign exchange operations,
Okay.
and this would eat 3% of the amount. So we have this for dollars, we don't have this for crypto. This will likely change at one point, but
Yep.
right now it works better. So I save this 3%. Besides that, there is all the banks and including PayPal spread in the conversion
Yes.
rate. So
Yes.
they charge a huge premium on the exchange rate from dollar or other foreign currency to Brazilian real. So this can reach like 10% sometimes.
My
Uh,
God,
uh,
that's a big spread.
that's a big spread. 5%, 10%. It depends on the provider. It depends on the bank,
Yep.
and but yeah, PayPal goes something like 8%, and there is also the PayPal fees. So
Hmm.
if I do on Binance, I pay 0.1% fees for the trade. I pay some small fixed amount for withdrawing to my bank
Yep.
account, and that's when I need to off ramp. When I don't need to off ramp, it's even better. Okay, I'm talking about the worst solution.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm reducing my costs effectively. It's a
Yep.
pragmatical decision. My life improves when I use crypto. So that's why I also do it, besides the philosophical reasons.
Correct. Correct. We have a question here if you would like to answer. So Prophet like says, what do you think about so many people pushing for stable coins and stable coins being considered by many like this biggest use case for crypto? Are you in for stable coins, or is that just kind of like a transitionary period for us when the adoption increases to a point where the price stabilizes?
So yeah, stablecoins are far from the ideal, from the end goal. I don't think stablecoins should be the end goal. Stablecoins are freezable, stablecoins are seizable,
Yep.
stablecoins are pegged to a scam that is the dollar, in my opinion,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
with an inflationary currency and so on. But
Yep.
sorry, I'm a bit sick.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, but it's better than if
Mhm.
I would need to use USD directly or BRL directly. So they are
Mhm.
not the end goal. They are not the ideal solution, but they are better of what most people are already using and what I was using before I moved my life 100% to crypto. So they are not
Yep.
ideal. I agree with Profit. Like I don't like. I really don't like that the entire market is focused on that, but this is also understandable and natural. As I said in the beginning, like we need to do financial management
Yep.
of when you are receiving in crypto and multi currencies, and stablecoin help with that. So it's a pragmatical decision. Stablecoins are not part of the philosophical decision that
Yep.
much. They are more like in the practical side of things. They work better from the others, so I will use stablecoins. I don't see any reasons not to uh, while they are working, but you need to take care of some things. You need to understand the risks. I'm not leaving my wealthy in stable coins. No, I'm leaving my money in other stuff. But
Mhm.
I'm also
Mhm.
hedging. So I have a little bit of stable coins. I have a little bit of Zcash. I have a little bit of Nano. I have a little bit of Monero. I have a little bit of Near, and so on. So
Yeah.
I'm doing
Like.
this management and
Yeah.
understanding the risks. And I think that if you do it, they work better. And also set the self-custody part. So even if a stablecoin provider can freeze and can seize your funds, so you're a bank, and
Yeah.
it's harder for the government to reach to this, especially the Brazilian government, for example, than to reach to the bank and freeze my account.
Correct.
The
Correct. For the
risks
bank, it's
exist,
very
but
easy.
they are lower. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Also, Bountiful is saying like to live off crypto sustainably, is it better to sell the crypto or to stake it or like loan and DeFi? Because you just mentioned right now of distributing it in multiple assets to hedge it against, because some asset might go up, like how XNO did recently while everything else was going down. But then do you also try staking, or do you just sell it into like USDC, USDT?
Yeah, so when I need to spend, I rather spend directly. So I'm effectively selling. I'm
Hmm.
effectively selling it for the product or the service or the currency I want, in case BRL.
Yep.
So I don't. I'm a heavy DeFi. I like DeFi. I like to speculate on DeFi, but I don't think that. is a good idea, and that's a conclusion I read, to take loans to pay for your bills, because the market is super volatile, and if you take the loans, you may be locked into a position that's not comfortable. No, and
Mhm.
that can bring some issues. So I do this loan and DeFi stuff, but mostly for speculation, uh, because they are shorter activities, shorter operations. And
Yep.
if I'm losing money, I can just capitulate and take the loss and move on, because they are speculative operations mostly. But for my living, I'm not comfortable with that. If I didn't have a
Mhm.
son, and or if like I had a higher income rate, if I would be I'm not rich, I don't receive that much from my
Yeah,
payments. I
yeah,
receive
yeah,
better than otherwise, but I'm not that, it's not that much.
yeah,
So if I would receive more money, and I will have like I could predict forecast high income coming next month, I might could took some loans,
yeah.
because I could capitulate that way. But right now not. I spend most of the thing of what I receive, so I don't have this luxury right now. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I do
think
some
it's like,
staking. I do some other stuff to play with crypto and try to improve my wealth, but not for my spendings and for living on
yeah, you
crypto.
experimented with like a certain amount of your nest egg that you have, right? With the wealth that you have, not the entire at all.
Yeah, exactly. And what I could use for loans is if I would do like some big purchase that I would need to ask money in a bank, for example,
Hmm.
to do it, like buy a car.
Yeah, yeah.
I might consider using DeFi, for that, and to take this loan instead of taking this loan with the bank. I might
Hmm.
take this loan in DeFi if the APR that they charge are
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
You need to evaluate that, and who are charging you more interest rate. If I is lower, it might be a good thing to do. Yeah,
In some cases, DeFi is actually much lower than fiat because banks charge
yeah,
like hefty amount of interest rates for those
yeah,
loans, right?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. Dennis is asking, like, this is a very important question because I'm also curious about this. He's saying, I still can't find professionals that offer their services in like XNO or maybe whoever's, whatever currency, right, that a person is interested in. So, how did you manage to do that? How did you manage to kind of find these type of these opportunities which help you actually live off of it?
there is no secret. You need to be active in where these people are. So if you want to take your payments in Nano, you need to be active in Nano groups, in Nano Telegram groups, in Nano Discord groups, in Nano subreddit, with start talking and commenting and sharing and liking posts from the Nano community on X and other social media, because you start doing network. It's networking. You need to meet people. You need to meet the right people, and you need to get people to trust you and to know what you do and what services you do, and you do that. And you can also relate to if your services are more local and more in the meet world, then doing that online is not enough. You need to start
Yep.
doing some work locally. You need to start networking to people that might be interested in Nano locally. So you need to attend to, and Nano is a smaller QHense, so it's harder. But you can do that with other QHenses and other crypto that have
Yep.
bigger communities in the world or where you live. As I said in the beginning of this live stream, Nano used to have a very, very, very strong community in Brazil. It was one of the strongest crypto communities in Brazil. So it was
Yep.
very easy to find people that were willing to use Nano and receive payments in Nano and pay you in Nano for your services. And
Hmm.
I got that's how I really started seeing this possibility. But maybe there is some other cryptocurrency that is more popular in our region. So this is probably a good start, and maybe you can then, with time and with trust, introduce them to Nano. Like if they like Solana, just take your payments in Solana.
Yep.
Take your payments
Yep.
in the coin they want to use. You create a relationship, you create trust, and at one point you can introduce them to Nano and explain the benefits of why they would benefit from paying you in Nano instead of other stuff. And you need to create these relationships. You can do that by attending events, by hosting events yourself, the good old knocking on family businesses and say, hey man, do you take
Yeah.
crypto for payment, and if this person starts taking the crypto you touch them, for payments, they at one point will want to pay others in crypto as well. And
Yes.
one of these others might be you, like you may become someone that this person will pay you your nano back, and you start creating circular economies in your edge.
Yeah.
But that's groundwork. That's like you need to grind. This
Takes
won't
a lot of
happen.
effort.
Yeah, this won't happen from uh,
Also, one thing I really think is important as well is that you put yourself out there. Like you keep talking about it, you're in the circles, and you're not only just involving with one community. Because at the end of the day, I don't know, there's too much of compartmentalization happening in crypto that we are just in that one. We're in for one coin, but the problem is like everyone is in crypto for the same spirit. So you might as well, interact in other communities, and if they are more willing to pay you in Solana, or it is in BTC or whatever, Ethereum, then accept it. And you can just swap it into Nano if you want to keep Nano at the end of the day. So, but you have to kind of involve yourself out there. The Nano community definitely is active right now as well, compared to the market cap, of course. But there are so many more communities and so much more volume. Like, if, for example, you look at Nano GPT as well, like, I think one of the reasons why Monero is on number one chart is because the community is so big. So there are a lot more people that are actually willing to, utilize, because the volume is there. So that's one way to look at it as well, Dennis. Like, I would suggest interact with the general community, not just XNO, and just swap your whatever you earn to XNO at the end of the day, right?
yeah, and you can do it super easy. For example, I don't know if Strawberry offers this service,
Yeah.
but you can do it with NanSwap, for example, like that.
Yes. Yes.
So there are tools, there are ways that you can do that. I think we are long time past the tribalistic era of crypto.
Yes.
Like
Exactly.
there was this time where most people were seeing crypto as a zero sum game. That there would be a dominating currency that would one currency to rule them all. Like I don't
Yes.
think
Yes.
this is what will happen. I think that Bitcoin dominance will just drop, and I think we will have more distribution, just like we have in any product. There is no single monopoly uh, unless they are supported by they are enforced by the government. Monopolies are
Yeah.
only possible if enforced by the government, because people will naturally make different decisions from each other, because people are looking for different things, for different features, uh, for different alignment with the community, for different cultures, and for
Yeah.
a different lot of things. Many things influence on the decision of which currency I support, which currency I like, which currency I use. It's not only like the underlying features of this currency. Like Nano has the best. Nano has zero fees and instant transactions, uh, half a second confirmation. So yeah, this is one of the best features, but this is not the only motivation one
I
might have
agree.
to choose a currency. So people will make different decisions, and I think this will only grow with time, and we will only have more distribution of what is being used. We are long past the tribalistic era of crypto. We are entering the collaboration era of crypto,
Yeah.
because there are tools, as you said, that facilitate moving from one crypto to another, and it's much better than using the banking system anyway. So
Yeah.
open your mind and start creating relationships with other, and studying and being open-minded to look at other products, even if you have your favorite. We all have our favorites, but
Exactly.
being
Exactly.
open to using other stuff and creating relationships with other people is paramount if you want to build a business or a career that goes around that. That's
Yeah.
my main opinion.
In my experience as well, like I'm very friendly with the Dash community as well. Like Joel from Dash is so friendly with the Nano community. He's also helped like me personally for XNOPay wallet. He's introduced me to like providers and stuff so that I can integrate more services. So like overall in general, I've found like, if there are people who really believe in the crypto spirit, they just help each other out regardless of who or what coin is their favorite, right? So it's kind of like the pie, it's not, we're not just trying to take a share of the pie is big. Like we are increasing the pie basically. But yeah, that's amazing. Now you also mentioned like there's not going to be one currency that rules all. It's different features from different currencies that have different values. For example, yeah, sure, Nano is the best payment currency out there, but it doesn't have privacy, for example. So that's where you have found like Monero and Zcash to be very important in your usage, right? Can you tell me a bit more about like why do you think privacy is important, especially right now? I think right now we're going in a phase in crypto where privacy is the most discussed feature. So can you tell me a bit more about your standpoint on privacy and crypto?
Yeah, we have like the underlying feature of privacy that is literally not allowing people to know how much you have, and these have many advantages. If you are a merchant, you don't in let's think like in an ideal world where most payments are being done in crypto. So if you are a merchant, you definitely don't want to the whole world to know how much you are I don't know the word in English, but how much money you are receiving in your business. You don't want people
Yeah,
to
yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
We This is unthinkable for many reasons. If it's just a small share of the payments, it's like 1%, 2%, 5%. There is really not many issues on that. But if you are receiving like 90% of your payments in a transparent ledger that the entire world can access, and like if someone makes you a payment, they can forever follow all your transaction history. I don't think
yeah,
this is what most people want, and this talking for America, but none of us want that, you know. So there are ways you can improve your privacy, even if you are not using a what we call a privacy coin. So you can do that with Nano. You can use multiple addresses. You can have like a computer program that will generate, or a wallet that will generate a different Nano address for each time you receive a payment. That's great
yeah,
because the person that pays you will only know one address, that is the address they they are paying, so they already know what they are
yeah,
paying you anyway, but they don't know all the other addresses that you are receiving from all the other customers. So this is a privacy feature, and Nano helps that because of many things, and I think that Nano is good for that. This is not as much explored by the ecosystem
hmm,
as it should be, but yeah, I really think we should have more tools that would be generating new addresses for every time you receive a transaction, make it easy for people to use that in their
yeah,
daily lives, so they don't need to manually go and create a new address and manually go and do this management, like address 1 is for Vini, address 2 is
yeah,
for Shirak, address 3 is for Milan, address, uh, people don't do that. So we need tools,
exactly.
we need wallets, and things that can do that for the people. So this is one thing. So yeah, that's explaining the importance of privacy. There are coins that facilitate that at the protocol level. So
Yeah,
what we are talking here are solutions at the app level, so an app that helps the user to achieve more privacy in a protocol that don't have it natively.
yeah,
There are coins like Zcash, like Monero, Dash, Litecoin now too, that help the user to achieve this higher privacy, not at the app level, but at the protocol level.
hmm,
So
hmm,
it's even easier to achieve privacy on that because it's easier for developers like yourself to implement that in their apps because they don't need to create the solution themselves. The solution is already provided by the protocol, So
yeah,
that's why I think privacy coins are very important, and where that's where they when they can thrive. But yeah, and also when this is more like a general motivation for privacy, and there is also the more niche motivations. If you live in a country where you have authoritarian governments that will
hmm,
kill you for the amount of money you have, or not even the government. Like if you live in a violent country like Brazil, it's even
yeah,
another
yeah,
reason for you to not reveal how much money you are transacting. But for governments as well, like if you need to flee from a war zone, uh, you want to do that in privacy. And there is another important factor that is the fungibility. For example, if I'm
hmm,
selling a house in crypto, this is especially, and I'm using house because this is more relevant for large amount payments.
yeah,
uh, you can have tainted coins, like so. you can have chain analysis, looking at your coin and saying like, okay, this coin here or this payment here originates from something that we deem illegal, so terrorism, for example, or a
Mhm.
hack or something like that. And if they can trace your coin to that, even if you don't know, you don't know that you received your coin that hopped like 3 times from this illegal use case to you. You have no idea
Yeah.
this happened because you didn't do the chain analysis yourself. And when you
Yeah.
try to spend it to a person or a service that does the chain analysis, they will lock your funds. They will say, no, 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 I don't receive that. So you may have dust in your hands. So if you
Yeah.
are like large transactions, like uh, selling a car or a house for crypto, privacy is very important there because you can make sure that nobody will you don't need to do like expensive chain analysis to understand if it's safe for you to receive this money in the first place. That's another reason why I think privacy is important. I'm not sure if it's clear, but I
No,
think these
no,
will
very
be
clear.
these 3 reasons. Like privacy is normal, nobody wants people
Yeah.
sneaking to their accounts. Two, to protect yourselves from violent entities like governments or criminal groups. And number three, for fungibility, so you can make sure you can always spend what you have received and not have that locked because it came from something nasty.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed, agreed. So, what are the like protocols right now that you're very interested in that are around privacy? Is Zcash and Monero the ones that you really believe in right now that are doing privacy very well?
Yeah, Zcash. I started liking Zcash a lot, especially for the culture. For the there are many things that, as I said in the beginning, can influence you liking one
Yeah.
project more or another. So I really like the culture around Zcash. I really
Hmm.
like the roadmap that's now for development where they want to go. Zcash has the best privacy experience right now, in my opinion. But yeah, Monero is a great project for privacy. Dash is
Yeah.
advancing a lot in the privacy rails. I'm also following Bing, Zano, Firo from a distance. Litecoin has nice privacy features as well. Um, this from the payment rails. For smart contracts, there are a few things happening as well. Near is doing a lot of
Yeah.
stuff related to privacy, especially focused on AI agent transactions. They are looking a lot into privacy and confidentiality at this stuff. Solana has some nice protocols surging that improves privacy. Ethereum has some nice protocols that improve privacy, like Railgun that use the same technology as
Yeah.
Zcash. Uh, and you have Avalanche with the ERC, encrypted ERC standard. That's more or less like a mixer. It's a protocol that converts ERC tokens into private tokens as well. They're doing a good job there. Yeah, there are a few things going on in the privacy helm, and I think this will only grow now that Zcash got
Yeah.
this much attention. I
Yeah.
think more and more projects will try to develop privacy solutions to navigate this hype.
Justice is actually raising like a very good point right now. He's saying that if everything was transparent, even for governments, in my opinion, especially for governments, I think it may reduce worldwide corruption, is what he's saying. Do you think like transparent protocols are actually valuable in that sense as well? Like governments is one use case or one domain. Another one I would say is something like raising money or donations, where you can see the paper trail of where the money is moving. I think famously Elon Musk had said that there was a discussion between the World Hunger Organization, sorry, WHO, that we could erase hunger in eight billion, was it, or something like that? And Elon was like, yeah, sure, I'll raise it as long as you have a very open protocol for showing me where the money went. So do you think in those cases like transparent protocols are really important as well?
Yeah, transparency surely has a use case. As you said, like government donations, I think are true. Also for things like banks and exchanges for proof of reserves, and not only that, like ETFs and anything that benefits from proving reserves. I think these things benefit a lot from transparency. So yeah, transparency has a use case. That's one of the reasons why I like Zcash, because you have the option to, at the protocol level, offer
Yeah.
a transparent solution to those use cases that benefit from transparency. And also why I think uh, currencies like Nano that doesn't have privacy natively at the protocol, they still have like a massive use case to touch, because there are this stuff, like as you said, donations, and we could expand. I think there are certainly more use cases that would benefit
Yeah.
from transparency. On governments, like I don't even believe governments should exist in the first place, but that's another topic, But yeah, it would certainly help to reduce corruption. So governments need to have their accounts transparent. They don't. We need to trust their word right now. So yeah, crypto could be a use for that, offering more transparency for these things.
I think a lot of like use cases don't even care about the transparency and privacy opinion. I would say like things like AI to AI payments. I don't think the AI really cares whether it's private or not, right? Because they just it's just a value exchange system. So in those cases, I think there would be more priority on the settlement time, the confirmation time, and the fees. In those cases, especially if it's microtransactions. So there, those type of use cases, I think Nano's definitely going to win, like as a protocol for value exchange. But in other cases, like you mentioned, the three reasons why you should have privacy, definitely there are like the other protocols that you should be moving the money on those protocols for those reasons, and that kind of gets it together in that original point that we were trying to make, that it's not one that rules all. It's different use cases, different features for different use cases, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice, nice. And yeah, Bountiful is saying Bitcoin for public institutions and Zcash for sovereign citizens. But Bountiful still believes in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I would say
I think we
none of our public institutions and
right.
Zcash.
Can you get more into the near protocol? Like you mentioned some use case over there about AI. They're doing a lot of work with AI. From what I understand, it's like TEE based LLM APIs, which basically near protocol is giving a way to authenticate whether the LLM is actually being running on a private environment or on a secure environment, so that the person providing the GPU does not even have any access to the information that is going between you and the GPU. Can you expand more on like how Near is helping with that?
Yeah, so this is one use case that was recently implemented by Brave. It's being tested by Brave in Brave
Yeah,
Nightly. So I think this is a very interesting use case because of how much we are using LLMs models in our lives for everything. Like we are using this stuff for reading the news. We are using these things for shopping. We are using these things to learn and to fact check and for many many activities. So I think that it's important that we can use AI securely and in a way that we get protected from malicious parties. More or less like what Bitcoin Nano and Zcash did for money. I think it's
yeah,
important that we can develop these solutions for AI. So this use case for of Near is very very important because a front end can literally like charge you for um, a very expensive LLM model while
yeah,
running another model that is for free, for example,
yeah,
and giving you the output of this model while telling you that they are using another one. So they are literally fooling you. They are scamming you. This
yeah,
is fraud.
yeah.
Okay, but this can happen, and there are very right now there are not many ways that we can verify that. So I think solutions that helps you to verify that a front end is running the model they say they are running. It's a very
Mhm.
important one. There are other stuff like uh, if you want privacy in your relationship with the LMM model, like if you're doing businesses consultancies, you don't want people to get your history. Like if you are making prompts that you don't want people to know what you are doing, and even prompts like could expose you to some harms. So literally a LLM provider that gets all your data and storage this data, they can literally link a lot of your activities, what you are buying,
Yep.
what news you are reading, with other stuff like financial data. If you are paying that with credit card, they can literally link all these things you are using them for with your bank account and your country and your IP, and they have like a lot of information from you that even if they are not using that maliciously, they can have a data breach, and a criminal now have access to all this stuff. So I think privacy while dealing with AI is very, very, very important. And that's another thing that the front end can lie to you too. They can say, this is
Yeah.
private. We are not sharing our information with nobody, and you will never know. So I think Near solution is very good for these two reasons. They make sure you know and you can verify what model the front end is using, and that if it is really running in a TEE or not. So if they
Yep.
are leaking your information or not. So I think this is super valuable. This is one use case. Near has more use cases on AI. This is not the one thing Near has. Near One thing that Near has that I think is very good. They have a stack that is designed to deal with AI. So they have Shade Agents, that is an SDK that basically allows you to create AI agents that can do stuff for you, like do transactions for you, read the news for you, do shopping for you, etc. That is connected on chain, so they can uh,
Okay.
on chain call smart contracts and send transactions and receive transactions and do a lot of stuff. This is an SDK that helps you do that. So they put the AI agents literally on chain, and this has a lot of benefits in my opinion. And there are other stuff they are developing as well. I don't know everything, but these are, I think, the two main things that are happening
Yep.
right now
Yeah.
around near AI.
And I think it's like really insane how we have kind of normalized of talking every single thing to ChatGPT and various LLMs. While we were such a big believers in like end-to-end encryption for WhatsApp, which was chatting with like people we know, and that was like someone else like we were close to. But here we are just fully just sharing every single thought that we have with ChatGPT, and at the other end of it, number one, it's completely unencrypted. The raw data is with the company, and they have everything about us, about what we think. And it's actually in my opinion even more of kind of like a blueprint of who you are, can be derived out of your conversations with LLMs than, let's say, scrolling on social media. And already that itself felt kind of like invading your privacy, where at times it feels like they're listening to us, but it's honestly it's just like you scrolling or clicking on things, and they pick things up that, okay, you're interested in this. But now we are just completely sharing every single thing to these LLMs, and it's completely unencrypted and stored on the cloud. Like, even if there's no malicious intent from like companies like OpenAI, what if they have a breach, as you said? What if some entity tries to hack them and they get through, and all of your data gets leaked? Which has happened numerous amount of times with a lot of companies, where you think like, okay, they're best in their in software engineering, but then you get to know that tomorrow they have had a breach. So definitely, like, we are moving as a society towards more privacy craving society, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And most people have no idea of these things, that these things can happen. Most people have no idea of how much they are getting exposed for using ChatGPT that much, and that's why we need to continuously educate people and talk about that.
Yeah.
That's super important what we are doing here because of that, because more people can access this information, and that we have projects that are looking into that and developing solutions for privacy, for verifiability, and so on.
Yeah. Justice actually had a question that, give me a second, I'll just find it. Have you helped introduce someone to Nano? Is there like a positive example or a story about this? And maybe not just Nano, Vinny. It could be like just crypto in general, like someone unexpected, or something that's really positive.
Yeah, so the introductions usually happen with people looking to speculate, and these usually don't end well. At the beginning, when I started with crypto, I was like super passionate about, so I was talking to everybody
Yeah.
about crypto, and hey, look at that decentralization, self custody, and nano free, fee free, and etc. And I found out that most people were just didn't care that much. So
Hmm.
for the most, I introduced Nano for a lot of people in the past 5 years, and other crypto as well. Uh, there are there is very low retention, especially because of how price performer have performed. Because
Yes,
most
yes, yes.
people were in for the money, like they were in because
Hmm.
they heard they could become millionaires from crypto. So
Yeah,
even if I tried the right approach and do all the selling pitch that is important, that matter to me, most
yeah.
people really don't care. So I don't talk as much as I used to, but if they come to me, I will eagerly explain uh, what these things do. But yeah, most people are in for the trade. Most people are terrible at trade. So
Yeah.
when you combine these two things, uh, the
It's a
results are not,
disaster.
yeah, are not that good. But there are some. Right now I can't really think in a single person that I onboarded to crypto that is using crypto uh, right now. Yeah,
Like
like
actively
actively.
using it.
Yeah, I don't think there
Wow.
are many. Yeah, that's
I
sad
it,
because I talked to a
that's
lot
really
of
sad.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. Like even personally for me, like I'm trying my best as much as possible to live on crypto. Like at least from like a business perspective. Like for example, with Strawberry Labs as well, we were having something called Strawberry Jam, which was just a way for university students to collect some experience and show their projects that they're working and kind of compete with each other. And then the first, second, or third prizes, all the way down to 10th position, they would like get some amount of money in Nano. And that was the first time they were introduced to Nano, and it was really interesting to see that when they were receiving it, it was like instant, and the expression on their face is like, oh my god, I just like I didn't need a bank, I just downloaded a wallet and now I have money that I can spend. And even like I was able to kind of show them that you could exchange it for gift cards. So one of them, like on a call as well, like with me, exchange it for let's say like a food delivery app or something, a coupon for that, and was able to actually use it. So and it opens up to so many different possibilities then. Like that was just one example, but you could be writing code for someone sitting in some other country in US while in Dubai or in Nigeria, and that actually happened. Like for example, for the biz merchant event, I paid to Enanapo in Nano for sitting over here in Dubai, and he was in Nigeria. So, and I believe you have also spoken in biz merchant as well, right? So
yeah,
it's really interesting. It's really interesting, the atmosphere and the globalization that it kind of opens up for multiple countries to kind of transact with each other, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
absolutely. Yeah. I just remember and just make clear what I said before. Like, it's not. I don't remember anyone that's using crypto that I onboarded that weren't in crypto before. But there
yeah,
are some people that like used one crypto or new crypto or invested in crypto, and I presented some other alternative, and they started using. For example, Finbold, they started paying me in crypto. They knew crypto before, so I don't count
yeah,
as onboarding them. And they started paying me in stablecoins. They didn't pay anybody in crypto, so they started using it actively after I talked to them. So there is that, but I'm mostly talking about people that are not into crypto at all, uh,
yeah.
talking to them and onboarding them. But yeah, what said makes a lot of sense, and I think this is where the use case really are. Uh, well, there is one person actually that I talked
Really?
about with crypto at one point, and they used it to travel abroad. Like I said, the globalization thing. I
Wow.
think,
Okay.
yeah. So they got stable coins and they traveled abroad with the stable coins, so they could spend there. They didn't need to buy US dollars or have like a PayPal account with dollars. They use the stable coins. So yeah, that's a nice use case, and I think that's aligned to what you said.
Yeah, and like things like even raising money or for donation and all. Like I don't think we've had a very um big donation type of a thing going on recently, but that's going to change, by the way. I'm going to tell you, like upcoming Christmas, do you remember the Christmas lights that we used to have in Nano, where the lights would kind of flicker and when you pay something in Nano? So
Yeah,
with
I
External
love this
Payance
project.
there.
I love this
Amazing,
project.
right? I think a lot of people got introduced to Nano because of that, just because of that one thing that got shared around
Yeah,
Reddit a lot,
yeah,
right? Now, coincidentally, actually, because of like just Nano, I talked to a lot of people on X and connected with one person from Brazil, coincidentally. And we are actually planning something very interesting down that line, something to do with 3D printers and live stream and Nano. And it's not only just going to involve like crypto itself, we want to show like a use case of it, a very real use case that kind of resonates with people, and also with the theme of festival theme as well. So I can't tell everything right now, but expect some really interesting stuff coming out in the week or two. But
Fantastic.
that could
Looking
be,
forward.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully it goes viral on Reddit again. Let's see. But
Yeah, really
even
looking
the
forward.
even the Christmas lights, I believe it was some bar that was hosting it, and all the proceeds were going to charity, from what I remember. Not really sure, but that's one way to kind of show that people, like numerous number of people, like sitting around the world, can actually donate to a cause, and do it from anywhere. Literally do it from anywhere at a swipe of a button. And I think recently with the BTC Pay server plugin that we did, it showed like in less than 24 hours the entire community can come together, kind of vote, okay, yes, I want this to happen, and vote with their money. Something like how you were saying, like you don't even believe in governments, right? So how do you kind of facilitate that decision making process? Maybe crypto or decentralized systems are needed for that. So what do you think about that, like the community kind of coming together, or people coming together and voting on something that they need to be done, that they want to be done, or funding projects, or donating to a certain cause?
Yeah, I think that's the best way of uh, helping people that need help. Uh, because when you donate to a cause that you believe, uh, you are directing your money to something that, one, you can verify and make this project or these people accountable for the money you gave them, so you can monitor what they are doing. If they are using your money to what they said they would be using your money to,
Yeah.
you can verify and you can check and make them accountable for things like corruption. Because, for example, a government, even if a government, or I don't know, like it don't need to be a government. Like you have a charity that is not honest. They are corrupt. They can, for example, take your money and use a provider that is their need. For example, like a relative that will charge them 3x more than
Yeah.
what most of the market will charge them. For I don't know, that can be from anything. Like for painting the wall, you will paint the walls of a charity somewhere, and you hire someone that is your family member, and you will pay them with donation money 3x
Yeah.
more than what you would pay for other painters. So this is corruption, like
Yeah.
this is not cool. This is happens all the time with government because all the incentives are to that. And this happens with a lot of charities that take money. But so when you can choose what charity you are helping, what project you are helping, and what people you are giving your money to, and how much you are giving, it's voluntary. You choose. I want to give $100. I want to give $1. I want to give
Exactly.
$10,000. You choose according to how much value you perceive from the service they are offering, the charity
Mhm.
service they are offering. Um, and you can, if the entity you are contributing to stops doing what you think is right, you can just do it to another one. So I truly believe in the competition of charity as a whole and
Yeah.
public services as a whole. Governments are the opposite of that. They are a monopoly. So governments are not inherently bad. They are just a
Mhm.
monopoly with very, very, very bad incentives behind
Yeah.
them. You know,
Yeah.
so if you can take all the activities from the government and put in a competitive market, I believe we will have better results. So yeah, I 100% agree with you. I 100% support crowdfunding, donations for whatever reason you might have. If we didn't need to pay as much taxes as we do, we would
Yep.
probably have more money available to contribute to these causes. The
Yeah.
humans are naturally altruistic. Humans naturally want to help others. There are
Yes.
some
Yes.
people that are sick and they want to harm others, but most people will help someone that is in need if they can do that without too much
Yep.
effort. So if you facilitate donations and if facilitate people to help each other, people will help each other more. One way of doing that is by using better medium of exchanges like
Mhm.
cryptocurrency that over benefits like, for example, Nano with no fees and instant transactions. So I think that if we facilitate that, we will have more of that happening, and this is the way. This is how I think we can really improve as society and as people.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. Is there anything that you want to share? That any interesting thing that you've seen in the community, in the crypto community, that is happening that you want to share that I've not talked about? Is there anything that comes to your mind? Something new, something interesting development happening?
Yeah, I share most of the things on my X account and
Yeah.
also on the coding.substack.com. So you can, if you want to look to recent things that are happening. One thing that I really like that's happening is what you are doing with Nano and the BitPay server implementation. I think
Yeah.
this will help people to spend their Nano and to receive payments in Nano. And this will be great for Nano as a project. There was another implementation recently from Nano as well that I think you were one of the people helping. I think Corican too.
Yeah.
I don't know
For Flip
what.
Suite,
Yeah,
the yeah, 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 for the tip
yeah.
bots.
So
Yes,
yeah, so
amazing
some
stuff. Honestly, that stuff is
amazing
really
stuff
cool.
going on. Exactly. On here, I've shared like the Brave implementation. I think this is a great
Yeah.
start. Hopefully, other projects will follow and start implementation, implementing ways to verify what the model
Yeah.
you're using, if it's truly private or not. Um, Trying not to talk anything speculative here, more about use cases. On Zcash, I really like the Zash, what Zash, the wallet, is
Hmm.
doing. They are improving UX by a lot, and
Yeah.
this helps to users in general. They have some nice plans for scalability. I really like the discussions going on about crosslink that they are trying to drop being pure POW,
Hmm.
proof of work, and moving to a hybrid system. I really like that, but it's not very well received by there is a
By the
division in the
community. Yeah.
community, and not everybody likes that. But that's something I'm looking forward to. Monero FCMP that is the
Yep.
the
Yep.
full chain membership proof, something like that.
Yep.
This will improve privacy by a lot, so I'm very excited about that as well. Um, what else? Yeah, so mostly that, I believe. There's certainly other stuff. Near recently reduced inflation. I think reducing inflation is always good for projects.
Yeah.
Nano
Yeah. Yeah.
doesn't need to reduce inflation
Doesn't
because it
have.
already. But
Yeah.
I love seeing projects doing that. Solana will be reduced. Have has a proposal going on with
Hmm.
Mert advocating for it. I think it will be positive for Solana holders and users in general. Uh, yeah, these are the things that come to mind, but there are certainly more things happening, in my opinion.
Awesome. Awesome.
Near intense. I mentioned it
Yeah.
for something. This is genuinely one of the best things that happened to crypto recently,
Okay.
nearing,
Okay.
because it's really facilitating the communication between all chains. These things that we talked about, we entering a collaborative world where
Hmm.
people can use different chains. I think near intent does for uh, crypto in a multi-chain world the same thing that money did for barter in a barter-based society. Like, so,
Okay.
if you
Understood.
find a person that takes or wants the same currency as you, you can use your currency and your token and your chain and pay for someone that will receive in the currency they want, in the chain they want, and so on. So I think Near Intent does that very well and is
Hmm.
one of the best tools that surged in crypto in the past 2 years, and I think it will only improve, and we will probably see competing products surging soon
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
new intent is having. People will certainly try to develop others. New intent has the lead in network effect, but network effects can be challenged. So
Yeah.
Near
Yeah.
will need to continue improving and continue to being the best if they want to keep the position they currently have.
That's really cool. I think I'll definitely look more into the near intense part because there must be definitely work that needs to be done to kind of facilitate like Nano, to be onboarded onto that network as well, right? So to be able to like actually communicate with the near intense technology, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know the details, but I can certainly connect, for example, you or someone
Sounds
from the
good.
Nano community to people from the New Tens and see if something goes there, because I think this would be really good for Nano, and Nano is
Yeah.
like the perfect experience for that because uh, most of the most of other operations in Near Tens are delayed
Yeah.
because of the other chain. Near is also super fast. Near has a 1 second finality, is one of the fastest finalities.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
A bit slower than Nano, but faster
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
most of other chains. So
Yeah.
when you use, for example, near intents with Ethereum or with Zcash even, or if Bitcoin, you have a delay in the side of the other chain.
Mm.
So the
Mm.
operation takes longer to finish. Near intents has a lot of protection rails for that. So they lock the quotation with the solvers and so on. It's a very elegant and smart system, but there are delays. So if you would have like Nano, and Near has
Instant.
also very low fees. Near doesn't
Yeah.
have uh, zero fees like Nano, but is
Yeah. Yeah.
one of the lowest fees among all the chains. So if you had like Nano and Near doing things on intents, I mean, I think that this will be my dreams coming true, you know. But I
Awesome.
don't know the
Awesome.
details on how an integration is possible. I believe that there are some serious dev work needed for that, especially
Yeah.
because Nano
Yeah.
doesn't support smart contracts. And I don't know how motivated the near intense team would be to spend their time there
Yeah.
because of the market cap and volume Nano
Mm-hmm.
has. They will probably prioritize uh, stuff with higher volume and so on.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
I think that there this will certainly be beneficial for everybody. So yeah,
Yeah. Agreed. We'll definitely look into it. I'll definitely like if you can share me some resources, that would be great as well.
yeah, yeah. I'll do.
Now, just to kind of like wrap this up, I just wanted to ask you like one main question. Like, do you have any suggestion or do you have any advice for two people? One is the Nano community to kind of how do we facilitate adoption, right? How do we come together as a community? Because right now everyone's kind of thinking there are multiple different things that we need to do. Someone thinks it's marketing, someone thinks maybe we need to improve a little bit more on the protocol, or maybe someone thinks it's merchant integration or whatever. And what do you think the community should kind of go, which direction should they go into, number one? And for the second question is for the crypto community in general, because we're kind of fighting, crypto is fighting against fiat mainly. The tribalism, as you said, is gone now, and we really need to kind of position in such a way that we're competing against fiat. We're not competing against each other. So how do you recommend just the crypto community in general to move that needle forward, that we increase crypto adoption in general?
Yeah, so I think that the Nano community could focus on like one thing to promote about Nano, because it's easier for people to for others to understand why they should be using Nano instead of other stuff. Because you need, if you want adoption, you need people to stop using what they are used to and starting and setting up another wallet and backing up another seed and understanding another protocol and studying, because people want to do due diligence if they are doing it right. So they need to
Yep.
separate a time to stop what they are doing and look into Nano. For that, you need a very strong motivation. Uh,
Yep.
Fee free and instant transactions are very strong motivations. They were much stronger 3 years ago, but there are today like a lot of projects and even fiat rails like Pix in Brazil. It's fee free
Yeah.
and it's instant. It's Nano but centralized, you know.
Yeah.
And most people are comfortable using centralized solutions for many reasons. So if you need people to stop using what they are using to use Nano, you need a very strong motivation. And I think that if the community focus on one thing that Nano does the best in comparison to everything else, I think this is a higher chance that people will do this move. Uh,
Mhm.
I think Zcash is a fantastic example. If we don't believe in the conspiracy theories that it was a coordinated pump and so on, this might be the case. I don't believe in it, but
Yep.
this might be the case. But if we don't believe in it, if we believe it was an organic growth, which is what I believe, we need to understand what happened there. And what happened there was two things. And I think that any project that follow these two things will likely thrive as well. So
Okay.
they focus in a very easy to understand narrative for crypto
Hmm.
people. That is encrypted Bitcoin. It is
Hmm.
the cash is the HTTPS and Bitcoin is the HTTP. Like, so you need things that people can relate with and can
Hmm.
compare and can easily understand what this thing is doing. So if you have Bitcoin and you have encrypted Bitcoin, what's better? Encrypted
Encrypted
Bitcoin,
Bitcoin. Yeah.
right? So this is a very easy thing to, and even if it's not literally that, this is something that people can understand. So
Yeah.
I think we need something like that, as strong as that to Nano. I think it is on the micropayments niche
Yeah.
because Nano is the best currency for micropayments. Uh, Even if it's AI, like it's micropayments for AI, so it's donations, it's micropayments for donations, it's micropayments for crowdfunding. Even if you can do other stuff with Nano, uh, you focusing on what Nano does better than everything else will make
Yes.
people
Yes.
looking for the solution to start using Nano for that. The
Yep.
not so great part of that because micropayments will generate micro volume at first, like
Yeah.
for that to read significant metrics, significant data that will make other people to look at it, you need a lot of people doing a lot of micro transactions. So it's a challenger, a more challenging job, But
Yeah.
I think that this is the way. Like we need something. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's like the no inflation thing. But we need to focus on one thing and learn how to better teach people about that. I don't have the answer. I'm not that good with
Hmm.
memetics. I'm better with
Yeah.
long form posts that are directed to a high quality audience that wants to understand technicalities and so on. I'm not good at making things simpler. There are people that are
Yeah.
good at
Yeah.
that. I'm not this one, so I don't have the answer. I just have like the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but this is one, and another thing is that looking at Zcash as a case study. Okay, so we are looking at
Yes.
Zcash as a case study. It's not the entire answer, but I think it's a very valuable lesson. So number one is finding something that people can relate with and easily understand why they should use that instead of other things. And the number two is connecting itself with the broader world. I think Nano made the Nano community made a very serious mistake in the past that was trying to distance themselves from crypto.
Hmm.
Uh, and I understand the motivations for that because there were a bad stigma around crypto and so on. But I mean, Nano is crypto, whether people like or not. It's like Bitcoin saying Bitcoin not crypto. That's bullshit. Like Bitcoin is
Yeah.
crypto, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not. Nano is crypto, whether you like it or not. And the highest user base, the highest amount of people that could be interested in Nano right now is not outside of crypto. Is
Yeah.
in crypto, my
Yeah.
opinion. So you need to communicate and you need to relate with the crypto community, and you shouldn't be trying to distance yourself as badly as has happened. So I think this
Hmm.
was one mistake, and this can be fixed. We need more connections, easier connections with Nano and other crypto. Near intents would be one. I don't know how achievable it is in the short term, but we could have other ways. Like we could have Strawberry Labs
Yep.
running uh, paths and roads internally that people don't see in the back
Hmm.
end that would facilitate people to swap Nano between other stuff. So we need these things. If we can't
Yeah.
do that right now at the protocol level, uh, we need that at the app level. Like
Yep.
the same logic as privacy. If you don't have privacy natively on Nano, the protocol, we need to solve that at the app level.
App level.
And
Yeah.
the same thing for interoperability. We need interoperability. We can't isolate ourselves, because if Nano isolate itself, there is where most of the risks come. It gets super reliant on a single centralized exchange like Binance, for example. You
Yes.
know,
Yes. Yes.
so we need interoperability. We need diversification on liquidity, on how we can get in and get out of Nano, because getting out is also important
Yes. Yes. Yes.
to pass secure a security sentiment to people and so on. So yeah, we need more interoperability, and I think Zcash did great with near intents, and many people agree with me, many other people that analysts and so on. Near intents was one of the main motives that Zcash grew like it has grown in these 3 months.
Understood.
Was people being able to use it with other chains. Monero don't have that.
Mm.
It's super hard
Yeah.
to access Monero. Even if Monero had a larger community and a more active community before, it doesn't anymore. It's Zcash because it's
Yeah.
connected with other communities that like Zcash for this
Mm.
thing that Zcash
Mm-hmm.
does better than their chains. That is privacy. Uh, Other people from other communities can like Nano besides their own favorite chains because of what Nano can do. But they need to be able to easily get in and get out of Nano, And most
Definitely. Definitely.
decentralization. So if it's a decentralized solution, it's better. Uh, these things, like I think these two things would be paramount. So interoperability and find a way to explain what Nano does better than other stuff.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Vinny. That was an. I think that would really put like a proper direction towards where the community should go. I completely agree with you as well, like on a lot of those points. Like that is something that we should be doing. The focusing on one narrative is extremely important, and microtransactions is definitely something that Nano can do. Like pretty much no other crypto can do that because of no zero fees. You cannot even transact 0.000001 any other crypto because that is the fees. Even if it's that low, that is the fees. So and in the age of like AI with like token level payments, definitely with how commoditized it is becoming, it would be in a very microtransactional level where a single individual token or a single individual image or something could be generated and it would be really really cheap. So I think that narrative definitely kind of hits the park where we should be as a community going towards that direction, and other points as well, really really great points. So yeah, I hope the Nano community listens to this and takes that as a inspiration to kind of move together in that one direction. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vinny. Thank you for your time and thank you for coming on this podcast and sharing your thoughts and opinions. And really loved it. And I hope to see you again sometime later in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, you too, and you're great. You're doing a great job. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
thank you for having me here. It was a very great chat from my side as well. Super pleasure. Love to talk to you here. So yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you, whoever's on chat. Thank you for watching along with us. And yeah, see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye.
bye bye.